Okay, my favorite. One of the fielding profilings. I'm very big on fielding. Those people that know me, have worked with me over the summer, will realize that they do get pushed a little bit through fielding, and that's an area that we can all be working on, whether we're batters, bowlers, or even wicket keepers nowadays. I strongly encourage all players to consider fielding as the biggest percentage of improvements you could do towards a team collectively. Everyone bats or thinks they bat. Everyone wants to have an opportunity to bowl, but actually everybody does field. You could effectively save 20 to 30 runs individually, and as a team, 40 to 50 runs in a game if you have effective fielders, those who are mobile enough to field, but also athletic and agile enough in order to perform the activity or catch the ball or stop the ball on the boundary or in a ring, etc. So what I'm looking for when I'm profiling my fielders, and just so that everybody on this call will know, I'm batting and bowling comes secondary to fielding for me. So if you're looking to advance very quickly or quick into the national structure, fielding is a big part of my selection and my philosophy for national players. So quick ball release, obviously with strong fundamentals. So it's not about approaching slowly, it's about approaching fastly, quickly, low trajectory, picking the ball low, getting into a strong split stance position if need be, getting them fundamentals into your mindset every time you're picking the ball up, stopping the ball, throwing. Dynamic in terms of being inside and outside of the ring. There's some people who favor inside, some people who favor outside, but if you can do both effectively to high success, you've got more chances in the matchup stage when we're looking to select our performance players into our development, from development into our national players. And that's where the little 1%ers become really big and important. Often this is what I see. I've seen some players over the summer who struggle to throw, 30, 40, let alone 70 yards, who struggle to throw 30 yards. And unfortunately, that's a technical intervention that needs to be made. But most importantly, that's also looking at your strength and conditioning programs, looking at your intent, looking at the workload of throwing that you're doing, but also it needs to be habit, it needs to be routine, and it needs to be prepped up in order to throw consecutively and consistently well. And has a high percentage of success. This isn't just about stopping the ball. This isn't about just catching. This isn't about pickups and throws. This is everything combined. This is catching, throwing, stopping, retrieving, everything in terms of diving. Can you dive effectively to the left and right of you? Can you cover 5 yards either side? Somebody's got a really loud mic there. Can you cover 5 yards either side effectively really well? Can you be in a position to affect a run out? Can you throw high percentage of throws at the stumps and get a high percentage of conversions? Can we get into a backup position in order to allow our thrower to be successfully throwing the ball? So these are high percentage of successes, and this is what we would be looking at. And we've got some, I've worked with some dynamic fielders over the summer, but as a unit and as a national team, both in the juniors, the women's and the men's, this is something that we can really focus on and try and get better, to affect our vision a lot more effectively. One of the big areas here, and this is another key area for me, is the willingness to practice fielding away from structured drills. Often I've challenged the players this year to go out and do 30, 40, 50 minutes of fielding throughout their practice sessions and go and work on their catches, their rotations, their pickups and throws. These are areas that we have to get better on, because that also helps the workload when you're going into competition, but also from a practice perspective, it makes your practice more purposeful, more enjoyable, especially when you're having competition. So if you're a coach out there, or you're running a club, or you're part of a junior section, make fielding as fun as possible in order to get our players consistently well and develop their skills. Again, save 20 to 30 runs, which is quite a common thing. I would challenge any club to see if they can monitor how many runs they save either side, how many fumbles they have, how many mistakes they make, how many drop catches they do throughout the season. And if you are an effective coach or administrator, this will then link onto your performance program in the winter. Leading the fielding unit, I would like individuals to be part of the fielding unit, which has a real presence on the pitch. Obviously, a person who was involved and I looked up to when I was growing up younger, Jonty Rhodes, fantastic individual as a fielder, was probably one of the best in the world. You know, he was feared by a lot of oppositions. Very dynamic, even to this day, coaches it really well, speaks really well about fielding. But we want to inspire to be the next Jonties. And this is something that I would like all our cricketers throughout Sweden to be in a position to get better at. And this is, it doesn't happen overnight. It will happen over a period of time. So we have to make sure that we get our leaders in the field being competitive, but also feared by the opposition in terms of not being able to take singles or hitting towards that direction. And if we can get 2 or 3 of these people in the same team, in this inner ring, stopping the fours, boundaries, cutting off the corners, helping the teams, not leak runs, we're going to be on a more effective side. And India are a prime example of this. Some excellent fielders within the inner circle, but also have the skills to do the outer ring specialities as well.